Welcome to Band Geek. I am Richie Castellano. Woo! Joining me today is... Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
I will applaud myself. Thank you. My co-host for today, Andy Ascolese. He's going to talk a lot today. He promised me before we started, right?
Yeah.
He's going to laugh at all my jokes. But he doesn't need to, because for that we have Brandi Metaxas.
Hello,
the voice
everyone.
from beyond. Off-camera voice, Brandi Metaxas. So before we get started, let's take care of some business. If you use Amazon, use our Amazon link that is at riotcast.com/bandgeek, and there's an Amazon banner at the top of the page. You click that before you do your shopping, and a small percentage of your purchase goes to supporting our show, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So we appreciate those of you who have been doing that. And another way you can support Band Geek is there's actually a link right here, and that's richiecastellano.com/tipjar, and that just gives us a PayPal donation and helps us to make things look better. As you can notice, we're like lit now, right? So we're stepping our game up a little bit. And those are the big things. So now the business is out of the way. Oh, one more thing. Oh, I almost forgot. We have merch now.
Merch.
Ooh.
We are very cool.
Merchandising.
Yeah, merchandising. If you would like a Band Geek t-shirt or hat, please go to bandgeek.merchtable.com. And we have t-shirts and hats. And the t-shirts in particular were designed by comic artist Mac Myers, and it's superhero versions of your favorite Band Geeks. Okay, so I just came back from NAMM 2018 in Anaheim. So this is the NAMM episode. This is going to be gear intensive, but there will be a musical performance at the end.
Oh, nice.
NAMM is, if you're not sure what that is, it stands for National Association of Music Merchants. And what that is supposed to be, the intention of that convention is that music store owners like my dad go to this and they can see displays and exhibits from all the merchandise manufacturers like guitar makers, amp makers, recording gear makers, DJ lighting, everything, and they could see the products and then place orders, and there are NAMM show specials to encourage them to come and to spend.
It's not open to the public.
Yeah,
but
traditionally it's not open to the public. I went to my first NAMM show in 1994 was my first NAMM show, I believe. I was 13 years old, and to me, it was the greatest vacation I've ever been on, and I've been going.
It's like going to the biggest music store ever.
My first time at NAMM, and NAMM's huge. The Anaheim Convention Center is massive, and this year they expanded it, and I'll get to that in a second. But my first time at NAMM, I made sure to see every booth. I was there for 4 days. I went there. I was on my own. Like, I didn't want to walk around with my dad. I just said, okay. I had, like, my NAMM booklet, and I, like, checked. I looked at things I had no business looking at, like, oh, mouthpieces. That's interesting. You know, like, and I was, like, sitting there, like, looking at the mouthpieces. Like, I just had to see every booth. And I'm still kind of like that. And I'm, like, a little sad that I didn't have more time at NAMM to see more things. Andy went with me a couple times, three times, right?
Yeah, something like that, 3 times.
The first time, was it just me and you?
It was just me and you.
And that was a great time.
It was.
We had a wonderful time. And we were probably very productive that time we went.
Yeah.
The next time we went with all of our friends, and they were on a quest to find the hottest booth babe. Not me. I mean, now I would have probably done that. But back then...
I was there the year before. It was kind of the same guitars, but in, like a different color.
Whatever. You know what? It wasn't Andy's fault.
Keyboard technology doesn't change year after year.
Fine.
It takes a couple of years to have something new.
And then the third time you went is when we played.
We played.
Yeah.
And we played with Buck Dharma at the PV booth, which was like a really thrown together thing. And then we played at one of the hotels.
We also played on the big stage.
Right, we played at the big stage. Yes, it was. We had 3 gigs.
Yeah, and you could YouTube that. We have our performance from the NAMM main stage, like out in the front of the convention center, and we did the Legends Jam because Andy and I are legends. So we did the Legends. I can't even say it. Keep a straight face. But we were fortunate enough to be included and to back up some legends on that show. So yeah, so that's our history going. I've gone to NAMM in I think every single capacity.
Yeah.
I've been an exhibitor with when my aunt Patty, who's passed away since, she had a string and novelty booth, so I was there as an exhibitor. I was there as a buyer with the music store.
Right.
I was there as media with American Musical Supply, and I was there as an artist. So I've been there in several different capacities.
And was this year you were also like a featured artist kind of thing?
Maybe, but this year I had two
You had
badges.
a poster.
I had 2 badges, and I kept and okay. Here's the thing: when you're a buyer at NAMM, people see you and they run up to you and they bother you because they want you to buy stuff. So I was able to flip the buyer over to line 6 artist Richie Castellano and flip it over. And when I wanted attention, it was I had a dual personality. It was great. But yeah, this year was really special for me because line 6. I was a featured artist at their booth. They had images of me up at the booth, and it was funny because it was a scrolling thing, and I was up for like 3 seconds. So like I said, "Oh, Ma, they have a picture of me up there," and she was like, "Send me a picture. Take a picture of your phone." I was like, "Okay." So I had to stand there for 10 minutes, and people would come up to me, "Hey, Richie, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "What are you doing?" "I'm taking a picture of myself." Like such an idiot. But anyway. But I got it. I sent it to my mom, and she was very impressed. So, okay, so let's talk about it. I have now. Here's the problem. NAMM is like sensory overload, and we had a gig with Blue Oyster Cult on Thursday night, which was the first day of NAMM at the Sycuan Theater Casino. So we couldn't go Thursday. After the gig, we got to NAMM, and so we were there for Friday morning.
Which is the first heavy day of NAMM.
First heavy day. So that was really the day 1 for us. But I had some line 6 commitments, and one of the coolest things I got to do was a panel with Stevik McKay from 12 Foot Ninja, who is the guy who has the signature Variax, the Shuriken. Here's me and Stevik. So he's a handsome guy. Nice. And he moderated the panel. Okay. So, and then the other 2 guys in the panel were Corey Churko, who plays with Shania Twain. Oh, here's a picture of Corey with me, Eric, and Don. Nice. So that was really cool. And you can't see it here, but he's wearing a Boba Fett belt.
Oh, really?
And nice. and here's a funny story about that. As I was getting... Danny was in my hotel room. As I'm getting ready to go, I had a Darth Vader T-shirt on. Right. Danny goes, "Take that off. You look like a child." I said, "Really? I just bought this to wear at NAMM. It's so cool." He goes, "Take it off. I'm doing you a favor." Okay. I was like, "All right, fine." So I took it off. I put on a regular black T-shirt. Then I get there, and Corey has a Boba Fett belt
Star
buckle.
Wars.
Right. Okay. The other guy was Dustin Kensrue from Thrice. Okay. And we're all Helix guys. We all use the Helix. And we were in like the little meeting room beforehand where Stevik was going over what we were going to talk about. And then someone mentioned Star Wars. And then we stopped talking about gear. And we only talked about Star Wars for the whole prep session.
That's great.
Yeah. And like we're arguing about the Last Jedi.
Right.
It was so funny. Now that started a little pattern for me. I'd say half the musicians that came up to me talked about Star Wars. I was at the NAMM show, and they were all talking about Star Wars, particularly lightsabers. I had a few lightsaber questions.
Which is funny because like when you the last thing a rock star wants to talk about is their music or their show or whatever. Like they want to talk about everything, but like you don't want a guy coming up to you, "Oh, I remember I saw you guys," and "Oh, I remember when I bought this album," and all this stuff. Yeah. They want to talk about other stuff, but you don't want to talk about other stuff. You want to talk about gear. You want to talk about all this stuff.
So So we had the meeting, then we did a panel where we all talked about how we use the Helix, and it was really cool. And line 6, I believe, is going to be they did like a multi-camera shoot there. Okay. So they're going to be editing that down and putting that up on their website and probably their YouTube. Oh, nice. So hopefully when that goes live, I'll put a link somewhere over there. Hopefully in the future. This might not be now, but if you're watching this later, it'll be there. If I remember, I might not remember, and then I'm just pointing like an idiot. So. It was a great panel. It was like about a half hour. We took some questions from the audience, and you know, it was really interesting to talk about how we all use the Helix in different ways. For example, Dustin uses all snapshots, and Corey has his Helix. I think the Shania show is time coded, so he has the computer spitting out MIDI the whole time.
So he doesn't have to change anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm using it basically like direct to like with presets and
right.
and so it was interesting hearing how everybody used it, and everybody was super nice. And also I had to go back to Line 6 that day too because I did an interview for their podcast. But I was happy to do it because they put me up. They were great to me this year, and then they had my picture. And that was a cool thing. It was my first time ever having my picture up at a booth. I was like so excited.
Yeah, when you're walking around there, you're still over there.
Yeah. But let me tell you, like it was really cool meeting a lot of band geek people. Yeah. You know, like we had like Vinny got recognized at the damn show.
Oh wow!
And people were asking about you too. Like, where's Andy? I was like, Andy's a jerk.
I know.
No one asked about me.
What?
No one asked about me.
Because no one knows what you look like. But yeah, it was very cool. But I think what most people are watching for is the gear. Mm-hmm. So because like I mentioned before, NAMM is like sensory overload. And oh, here's a funny picture I should show everybody first. This is day one. Selfie. I took a lot of selfies this time. I don't really care, but whatever. So I took pictures of all the gear I thought was interesting, so I wouldn't have to remember.
Right.
I wrote it down in my book, so I wouldn't have to remember. So I got now. Here's something cool here. This is the new HX effects. As you can see, it's smaller. They're up top, and the HX effects is it's like a Helix. It's half the size, and it has no expression pedal or amp modeling.
So this is like something you put on your pedal board.
Correct. It's like if you're a guy like
pedal board thing.
If you're a guy like my dad,
yeah,
who has like a classic amp that you love and you don't really necessarily want or need amp modeling,
right,
you can use this. But an interesting thing is this has it plays IRs.
Oh,
There's an IR player in it. So if you are doing your rig in 4-cable method, you can send a direct out to the PA with an IR on it.
Wow.
You understand that?
Okay, yes. So with the cabinet stimulation.
Yeah, so you can hear your cabinet on stage, you get your tone.
They don't have to mic it up.
The mic up, you can loop your own preamp through that. You know what I mean? So cool. It was a very cool piece of gear.
And with the IR, you could also do like pedals and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah, I'm very curious to get this for my dad.
Yeah,
because I think he'll really dig it.
That's cool.
New colors over at Ernie Ball. You know, you guys know I like Ernie Ball a lot. So they had these cool sparkle finishes. We actually bought some. Of those for the store.
Okay.
So
nice.
We have a very special. I'm sorry to hawk gear right now, but we have a very special St. Vincent guitar coming into Castellano's House of Music. It's only going to be one of 25.
Wow.
It's like this crazy blue sparkle thing with block inlays. So that was cool. Here's another color that was screaming me. Here's another picture of it. Yeah. And now you guys know my affinity for black and yellow.
Yeah.
I almost had to buy this guitar, but I controlled myself. I was pretty good.
Well, now you know they have the paint.
I know they have it. This is something I thought was really interesting. Check this out. This is the company KRA, who from a past Band Geek episode, Lou Manarino works for KRA. That's a speaker.
Wow.
And it's loud.
Really?
Yeah, and it's expensive, I think, but it's that was he showed me a demo of that, so that's KRA.
I know that company, they're all about making these like small speakers that blend into like restaurants and different environments that you don't even realize there's speakers there.
Now, if you notice there's a scratch on that one, the reason is because they're sold out of them, and Lou had to bring that from his living room.
Oh wow,
that's his living room sound system.
That's crazy.
And he was like, he when I got there, he said, "Listen to this," and he played this recording. And I'm like, oh, what is that, like behind the wall? He goes, no, look closer. And it was like, oh my God, it's this tiny little thing.
Wow.
So I thought that was a really...
That's a very cool company.
Yeah, very cool, very high-end stuff. Oh, one thing worth mentioning before I forget is they made the show bigger. They actually added a whole audio wing, and
really?
This was in that wing. Okay, here's an interesting company I saw. It was called KZ Guitar Works.
This is what NAMM is about. It's like you find things that, like, so many people are making guitars and stuff that you never... where would you hear this company?
Right. This is, if you notice, it's a Brian May guitar.
Wow.
You see
that's right.
These are like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Wow.
But
and it's a semi-hollow with the little F hole.
Yeah. Here's a little clip of me trying it. have a bunch of different styles of Red Special. Like they had like this one, which is like more of a budget thing. You know what I mean? With the stop tailpiece.
It's cool. And they have other guitars, it looks like. There's 2 humbucker there.
I wanted to play a few of the Sir guitars.
Okay.
Right? But they were all, see how they're bolted? They're like locked, so you couldn't play them. But I just thought that was a really amazing looking guitar.
That is.
I would have liked to have played it.
What is that fretboard there?
I have no idea. You know what? Like
marbled wood.
A lot of companies doing that. I get kind of turned off when I can't try it. I get why they do it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to sell these guitars. A lot of the companies sell what's on display. But it's like, I want to try. That's why I'm there. Like, I can look at it on the website.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was a guitar I thought was really cool. This company, Reverend. Look at this telly. It had like a really nice, I guess it's like a Wilkinson trem. Yeah.
Tremolo.
And it felt amazing. Like their guitars are really interesting, and I really like this one. This one might be part of the collection in the near future.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So, oh yeah, I was also bad.
Oh yeah.
I spent a little money, Andy.
Oh really?
I bought this.
You bought it?
Yes. This is a Breedlove Acoustic. I can't remember the model. I think I wrote it. I think I took a picture of what the oh there it is. A solo concert. And I went around the NAMM show looking for I don't have a 12-string acoustic. It's like basically the only thing missing from my arsenal right now is I want that sound. I mean the Variax does a good job of it, but I figured I want like the real thing. So
and a banjo.
Yeah.
That looks nice. And a little cutaway in there.
Yeah, oh, and if you notice, you see the little hole on the side of the guitar?
Yeah.
That projects the sound into your face.
Wow.
So I thought that was really interesting. So you'll probably be seeing those. Oh, here's another thing I bought. This was cool. This is a company, a Chinese company called Mobile Catch. Actually, yeah, they're from Taiwan. And this goes on your guitar, and it holds your camera. So I might be incorporating that in the live stream
or whatever.
And when you're not using it, it also acts as a capo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I bought one of those.
Nice.
I bought one of those right on the spot.
That's very cool.
Let's see. Oh, here was an interesting thing I saw from a lot of the Chinese manufacturers. I thought was really awesome. They had these like speakers that had light shows built into them.
There you go.
And I thought that was really cool. That would move with the music, with the lights. I just saw a lot of the companies doing that. Not maybe the pro companies, but that one I saw. Oh, here's a cool one for guitar players. But this is you've seen the regular Crybaby. This is the 535Q.
Ah, okay.
So this is like 5 different wahs in one. You can see the little knobs on the side, and that's a mini one.
It's the size of your phone.
Yeah, I like that. That was really interesting to me. Oh, these are I had to take pictures for my dad. Oh, here's a great little aside. This prince of a gentleman is Randy Wilcox. I don't know if you guys will remember this, but maybe a couple of months ago when I was getting ready for the live streaming gigs, I was preparing all of it, and I didn't realize this, but if you hit spacebar in OBS, it'll start streaming. So I started streaming for a half hour. I didn't realize I was doing it, and this guy, he said, I don't think he knows he's on. Now, I want you to think about for a second all the things you do and you don't think anybody's looking at you, okay? And thankfully, I didn't do any of them. Like, I think I was 2 minutes away from pants coming off. But this guy, Randy Wilcox, he Facebook messaged me and stopped me from embarrassing myself. So I gave him a big hug when I saw him. So thank you, Randy Wilcox. Shout out to you. Here's another familiar face I ran into at NAMM. Rudy Sarzo.
Rudy.
He
has a packed NAMM schedule, I saw.
Oh my God! He doesn't get to see stuff.
Just like a lot of booths.
This is another guy I want to shout out to. This is Partev from Line 6, and he. If you guys see that guitar over there in the back, oh, you can't because I'm not showing that screen. There's a guitar in the background there. I changed the pickups to that Variax on my Facebook live feed,
right.
And I said, this might be, someone might find this interesting. So I put like a camera on my phone on a tripod,
right.
Started wiring the pickups, and Partev does this for Line 6. He's their guitar repair guy.
Right.
So he came on while I was doing that, and he was just like, I'm going like, oh God. He goes, no, I'm staying. I'm going to help you. I was like, really? He goes, okay, red is hot. He goes, so like, or black is hot, whatever. Right. So he was like telling me like, cut this wire, put this in there. What's the resistance?
Talk about tech support.
Yeah. What's the impedance in that pickup? That's not gonna work. You know,
right.
it was the ultimate. Like he was like the guitar bomb squad.
I was just gonna say that.
It was amazing. It was really cool.
Great.
Oh, here's another guitar that might be mine. This is the guy who was bogarting it. But anyway, so this is Gypsy Guitar. It's a Godin Gypsy guitar, and it has like a lipstick pickup in the neck and a piezo. So like I could kind of see myself with that guitar.
I mean, that's I mean, we use them on Band Geek, and you played the classical stuff on them, and they're great guitars. So this is a gypsy style.
Yeah, it was
nice.
It was amazing. I loved it. So oh, this is that. No, I gotta show this. This is the novelty guitar that Fender was showing this year. It has what was that?
I think it was a 9.
9 necks. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Like 8, 9, yeah.
you need a collection of guitars. Here's the one that.
And look, you see the card in that car in that neck on the what is that, the telly neck?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
What?
Someone bought that.
Wow.
What are you gonna do with that?
Put it over your fireplace, I guess.
Put it in your fireplace.
Nice.
So oh, this is a really neat thing. And I think we might Eric might be using it with Blue Oyster Cult. This is the Positive Grid Bias Mini Guitar Head. It's a head. It's about
It looks like the size of like a wireless unit.
it's like a half rack size.
Yeah.
And
and you just plug a speaker into it.
yeah, and it has direct out and modeling and all that stuff. So for Eric, this might be the move. So I was very impressed by it. So it was really cool. I mean, it doesn't do what.
Well, it looks like it's simple enough that you're not going through if you need to grab a knob, you just grab a knob. You don't have to go through pages or anything. So it's still like an amp.
Right. It doesn't do what the Helix does.
Right.
Which is everything. But for something simple and just to get a good sound happening, it was.
And if you need to tweak it, the knobs are there.
Right. It was very cool. I liked it a lot. I also spent some time looking at lighting fixtures for the live stream. I think I'm gonna get a couple of those.
Nice.
Those are like spinning head.
Intelligent lighting.
Yeah, intelligent lighting. It's very cool stuff. And there was a really nice guy at American DJ who talked me through all this stuff. And I said, look, I'm a guitar player. I'm not a DJ. I don't know about lighting. And he was like, you need this, you need this. So there might be a hazer down here soon.
Oh, nice.
Amory would hate me for it because she'll say it's going to affect her asthma or something. But I won't use it when she's here. That's all. Here's a picture I'm very happy that I got to take. I got to run into Chris Clark, who Andy's been playing with. Andy, why don't you do a quick plug for your gigs?
Yeah, I'm playing with Chasm Sultan this weekend and next weekend. And I think 2 of the 3 shows are sold out, so sorry.
Wait, is this weekend sold out?
The Iridium, I forget, is it sold out?
I think they're all sold out.
Wow.
Yeah, the Iridium sold out, and I think Daryl's House is sold out next week. And in Pennsylvania at the theater, I think there's still some seats available for that. And I'm playing with Chris Clark right there.
Yeah, now Chris Clark is an incredible keyboard player. The first time I ever played with him was on a Symphonic Queen gig, and he started playing like every Yes song he ever knew.
Yeah.
And I said, and this must have been weird for me to say. I was like, "Can you come over to my house?" and then I qualified that statement with, "Oh no, I do a show called Band Geek, and I would like you to come and play." But I was like, first I was like, "Can you come over and we'll have a sandwich or something?" But and watch television. I'll do that too with Chris Clark. He's a delightful guy.
Yeah, he at the rehearsal. He was playing all the Keith Emerson stuff.
Oh my God, yeah, he's a monster.
He is amazing.
Oh, and speaking of, just to add to my progressive rock trifecta, I also ran into Mr. Tom Brislin.
Yay!
And
Band Geek guest.
Yes, Band Geek guest, and he said he wants to come back and do some more stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm down for that. And then Isaac Teal from Talk, who's an old friend of ours.
Yeah.
Look at that hat. Those glasses. I can't do any of that stuff. I would look terrible with any of that stuff. So also just now since we're doing the People We Saw segment of the show,
Right, exactly.
Gary Hoey, which I got to jam with Gary, and I recorded it, and that's going to be at the end of the show.
Oh, great.
So
Gary's a nice guy.
yeah, Gary's awesome. And here is Saint Gary Boss from Audio Technica. Audio Technica had some really interesting stuff this year. They had new headphones in blue-black color.
Okay.
They also
Yeah.
relaunched the 3000 series wireless, which I will be probably getting.
Nice.
And here's Frank Richat from Line 6. Awesome dude.
Very nice.
Okay, there's pictures of me and people. Okay. Oh, this was cool. So, this is the Line 6 booth. This is Steve Sterlacci. He plays with an artist, actually his wife, Jessica Lynn. It's like a pop country crossover.
Okay.
And I was watching some clips. They're great. But he's a Helix guy, right? And he came over to me and he was talking about Helix. He goes, but I want to show you something aside from the Helix. He takes out his phone and there's a picture of him as Anakin Skywalker. I was like, whoa, right? And he goes, I got 3 lightsabers. I got this. I was like, I got 13 lightsabers. So
Nice.
and he's like, oh my! And we were talking. And you know who else did that? Was Corey Churko from Shania Twain's band.
Okay.
Because we were just talking like, oh, it was nice meeting you and stuff like
Right.
that. And then after the show, I was telling him about his belt buckle and how I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I was like, yeah, I have 13 lightsabers that I built. And he goes, what's your number? He goes, let's do emails and numbers. He goes,
So you
"I gotta
made
get
more lightsaber connections than you did music connections.
Okay, here was how this went. Someone would talk to me about Star Wars. I'd be like, I love Star Wars. I have 13 lightsabers I built myself. And they would go like, what? I'd be like, you see this scar? It's from lightsabers.
Who else is in that picture?
That was this is his band, and I apologize, I can't remember their names.
Awesome.
So moving right along here. Oh, here's us with former band Geek guest Lou Manarino, who was my high school music teacher, and the gentleman who mixes the Philharmonic and who mixed that Empire Strikes Back show.
And works for K-Ray.
Yep. Or he distributes
He
K-Ray.
distributes
Yeah,
K-Ray.
right.
Yeah. And Rudy.
It's his son
His
Rudy.
son
Yes.
Rudy. So we were-
Okay, Brandi.
Yeah.
This is for you.
There you
Okay,
go.
thanks.
I see what
You
that
give me a
is.
video switcher?
Brandi, this is what I'm gonna get for you. It's only like $5,000.
Remember, where's the tip jar? Point that shit out.
So, yes, this is a Roland video switcher. I got to play with it. It's like camera one, go. I mean, no one was listening to me.
Ready,
but
camera two? Ready, camera two?
But I just said it anyway. I didn't care. What is this thing called? The Roland V HD. Okay, so that was that. So this was actually. Oh, this is something else I want to get. This is not that new. This is the Motu 624. It's basically like a miniature version of the 1248, which is what I use in the studio. I just realized 624. It's half of 1248, isn't it?
Yeah. That's how they did that.
That's
That's clever. That's clever.
that's clever. I might be switching to Digital Performer.
Okay.
Oh.
Because they make it for Windows. It supports, obviously I'm using a Motu interface, and Buck uses Motu. So I'm thinking if we start recording, it might be better to be on the same platform.
That's a big step.
I might be. I'm going to still use Pro Tools too for now, but if I end up loving Digital Performer, I can switch. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
We'll take a pause for this. There he is.
There he is.
My father-in-law, Guy Nashio. No,
No.
that's Frank Gambale, the greatest guitar player ever. And he was very nice to me. This is outside our hotel. And look how cool he is with his bag. And just,
He has his like black jacket and his
So
black
cool.
t-shirt
Great hat.
with his wait. Oh, you're both wearing black jackets and black t-shirts and
that's-
a chain.
Look at this. I just want to be him, obviously. I ordered my black fedora on Amazon. That'll be coming in soon.
You're waiting. Right?
Yes, I didn't pick Prime, so it's gonna be a little while. Oh, this is cool. This is a picture in IHOP. So I was in IHOP, and some guy says, "Richie, I bought the Helix because of you." I was like, "Let me get a picture with you."
And you say, "I'm sorry."
No, that's it. Okay, here was an interesting product here.
You're very influential. You don't even realize it.
So this is the Limitless. It's a VST player for keyboard players or whoever needs that.
Right.
You can load. It's essentially a computer, but it's built
For a live application.
If you notice, it has MIDI, it has XLR, it has some 1/4-inch.
So instead of having a computer and
Yeah.
an interface,
Right.
this is it all in one.
Yeah, and it's ready to go. You can load your own VST, and you don't. It works with an iPad. You don't need to have a screen.
There you go.
And it has like a little handle on top. It's like an all-in-one like case, ready to go. And I messed around with
And
that a little
XLR
bit.
outs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we got that. To this. Okay, this is something worth mentioning. this was like the year of the YouTuber.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying these guys are only YouTubers. They're phenomenal guitar players, but these guys are very prominent on YouTube.
Wow.
That's Tom Quayle and Martin Miller, two of my favorite like new current generation guitar players.
Right.
And they have their own signature models.
Wow.
And I noticed that a lot. Like,
and their main credit is YouTube.
well, no, okay. They're like they play, they do sessions and gigs,
Yeah, yeah.
but like they have a huge YouTube presence.
Right.
But like guys like Pete Thorne, and guys like Jared Dines. You know who Jared Dines is? I'm sure you do. It's like, you know, he has like funny videos like 8 ways drummers set up their drum sets.
Oh, okay, yeah,
or
yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
or like, you know, guitar faces.
Right, right.
And the biggest crowd I saw at NAMM was for Jared Dines playing like a 30-string guitar. You know what I
Wow.
mean? And like just being funny on it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And one of the other
The thing is that I feel like people forget that it's show business. It's entertainment. Like there is a aspect of comedy and you know,
Right.
all that stuff.
and here's another YouTuber, Glenn Fricker, who has that like does like metal recording videos.
Okay.
Like telling you what not to do and yelling at
Nice,
people.
nice, nice.
You know, and making fun of bass players in particular.
That's funny.
He was really cool. Yeah, so but like I said, the year of the YouTuber, and I
That's
was
very
kind of like
cool.
Line 6's YouTuber to have
That's
there.
awesome.
So if that isn't if that doesn't tell you you should have a YouTube channel
Yeah.
and you should put stuff on it, then you
you
should
go.
have a YouTube channel and you should put stuff on it. Okay, yeah. So anyway, back
So
to this
they
picture.
have-
So these are custom models for them.
That's very cool.
And there was a lot of that, like custom models for people whose main avenue of getting to
Right.
listeners is YouTube. So I was just impressed by that.
Yeah.
I didn't dig the guitar that much, but I was still. So okay, here's another thing that might be coming to the Band Geek studio. Warm Audio,
Warm
which
Audio
is
is
a
great.
company that makes inexpensive replications of vintage gear. They're making
That is the word, replication.
they're making a 1073,
Nice.
which is the classic Neve preamp.
It's the one that everyone wants.
And it's inexpensive. They're like under $1,000.
Yeah.
I think the stereo one with the EQ is like $1,200.
That's great.
But just to add that color to the studio, because like
I would be interested for the dual one without the EQ. That seems fun.
The
too.
EQ is
The
like
EQ is what you need.
is like the reason you get that. That's the
Even
only-
if you don't touch it.
you think
Yeah.
just to run through it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun to play with the knobs. You know.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to get a 1073 replica.
Yeah.
With
So
the EQ.
I thought that was cool, and that might be something I look into getting. This was pretty awesome. What the hell is this called? Oh yeah, Orchestral Tools. Oh, this is a screenshot I took while I was doing a Facebook Live thing, so I wouldn't forget. But this is a contact sample library,
Oh, okay.
and dude, it sounded ridiculous. I didn't look up how much it is, and I'm sure it's wildly expensive. This is just orchestral sounds I'm looking at right now. All right. Here's something cool. Neumann re-released the U67.
Okay.
And it sounds as good as you'd imagine it would sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we tried it. It was awesome.
And that
but,
is the tube version of basically the 87.
Yeah, and you
Or it's the original, right? And the 87 is the non-tube version of that.
basically, sell a car, get that mic if you. But my favorite product of the whole show was this. This is the Zoom Live Track L12.
Okay.
Okay. The deal with this is it's got 8 XLR inputs and 2 stereo channels. That's why they call it 12, because it's got 12 tracks. It's a mixer, but it also has the ability to record. It can record stereo or multi-track onto an SD card.
Wow.
It has 5 monitor mixes, 5 headphone outputs.
Wow.
Right? It has EQ and compression for every channel.
But it's all digital because there's only two
All
knobs
digital.
there.
Well, there's
Yeah.
one. That's the knobs over here.
Right.
We have this is a trim knob, and this is a compression knob. So it's a fixed
Right,
ratio,
right. That's
like
fine.
sort of compression. But then you go over here to the EQ section. You can digitally EQ every channel. There's built-in effects.
So you get your band together, mic everything up.
Right.
Everyone gets headphones.
Right.
You rehearse and you record your rehearsal.
Yeah, or you do
you do a podcast,
or you can just just like have band practice. Plug into this before going into your PA speakers. Use this as your mixer.
But everyone has headphones.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part.
Right. Or
that's the problem that I always feel that everything's always lacking is that you could record 5 different people at once. Yeah, but you also need 5 different headphones at once too.
Right.
But this has that.
This has it all built in.
That's great.
And it's like $600 or $700.
Wow.
So that was something that I thought was really cool.
Remember when an 8-channel mixer cost $700?
Yeah, well, I could have really used this when we did the Band Geek Live episodes.
Yeah.
Like this would have saved our asses.
Because then you mix from it too.
You can mix from it, right? You could do like a couple of drum mics, a couple of guitars, keyboards, vocals,
and it looks small. Your hand's right there.
Yep.
It's not that big.
Or you could take this and the Zoom H6, and then you could have 18 tracks. And that's enough to get by,
That's great.
So this is probably when people ask me what was your favorite thing at the NAMM show, it was probably this. I was really impressed by this.
That is very cool.
Not that I even need it,
right?
But it's like
it's just so versatile.
Yeah, and it's also an audio interface, obviously.
Right.
Because everything's an audio interface nowadays.
So you have it for your studio.
Right.
You have it for your band practice, and then you take it on your gig.
Right,
and
you can mix your gig.
Mix your gig on it.
And also it's a piece of hardware, so it's not like you have to get your computer working and download a DAW.
Right.
And it's like no, you record it, you're done. Then what you do with it? Oh, you can mix on there too.
That's
great.
like
you could.
Yeah.
And I think you can also multi-track, like overdub on it. So it blew me away. It's someone's thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
This was cool. The Presonus Faderport, they're making a control surface, but I don't think it works for Pro Tools yet. I heard some talk of it eventually working for Pro Tools. So
I like the Presonus stuff. They're good.
Yeah.
I've been using their notation software on my iPad.
Really?
Recently. Yeah. It works out really good.
This was a cool thing I saw that I was looking for stuff for my dad. This is the control. It's huge. Those are iPads on top of it.
Right.
So,
yeah.
This is a control surface for the Mackie, I think a DL32, and it's like a rack box with just mic I/O.
Right. That's the new thing that they're doing now is that you just get a box, like an old Snake box, and then you could either run it from an iPad or a computer or something like that.
So there's that, and
that looks great.
Yeah, and you can put customized pictures over everyone. I could take a picture of you, and that's your channel. I know by your face.
That's great.
So, but the thing is, that's huge. But you don't need that control surface to run the mixer. You could just do it off an iPad.
The iPads are right there.
Yeah, but if you want to grab a fader,
and
it's just everything's so big and spaced out. I just thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
And I think it's like an $8,000 tour package. It comes with all that stuff there and a road case for it.
Oh, nice.
This was, I thought, a really interesting piece of gear. This is the new Boss Katana Amp. And
is that the little symbol there?
Yes, I guess it means katana. I don't know. This is like a really cool amp if you're like a kid who wants to rock out and it has everything in it. It has models, effects. It goes to a half a watt mode. It has 30 watt, 50 watt, or 100 watt. I can't remember exactly, but it has a foot switch, as you can see, that basically treats it like a 3-channel amp where you can also control the effects separately.
Okay.
And it sounded great, and it's got a
little Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, and it also has cabinet emulation, so you can change how the amp reacts, which I thought was very cool. I thought guys that roll into thinking, here's a cool picture. This is I'll recite my Instagram post here. There's the guy that wrote "Don't Fear the Reaper." Mm-hmm. There's the guy that wrote "Here I Go Again," and there's the guy who wrote "Dave from Wendy's."
Nice.
Yes, that's Bernie Marsden with us. So next time we're playing Encore, I'll just show you a picture of him, Brandi, and get points for it.
Thanks.
All right, cool.
That's great.
Okay, yeah, this was cool. JHS, and there's Buck Dharma playing it. JHS had a few cool new pedals. They had this thing called the Bonsai, which is basically every version of the Tube Screamer that's ever been made in one pedal. And that
because there's a lot of versions, and
right?
everyone
and
likes
you
their certain version, and there's
the
mods
right.
and all that stuff.
Right,
So
you
they
just
did
flip
it all.
through different ones. And the other one they made is an Andy Timmons pedal, which had a Tube Screamer built into it. It was a tube button with like a TS 808 or whatever in front of the Andy Timmons distortion.
So it's like you have the Andy Timmons,
and
the Tube Screamer one. So it's both of them.
Yeah, it's both in the same
chassis,
same size,
with 2 buttons.
Yeah,
Nice.
and here's Buck with Josh Scott from JHS Pedals. It was cool meeting him.
Very cool.
Is there taking more pictures? Oh, these I had to take. We can
Throw one of those up there. Throw it up there.
Okay, yeah. I had to go to the Tom Anderson booth for my dad because he only plays Tom Anderson guitars.
They're beautiful guitars.
They're very pretty.
That's beautiful.
Yep. So, take pictures of anything else? Oh, we got to talk about this. So the meme going around this is Rickenbacker fans. Hey, Rickenbacker, why don't you do something new? And Rickenbacker goes, here you go. And fans go, oh, never mind.
They changed the pickup?
It's a 5-string, so it's got more, like, its pickup design is so you get more response on the lower strings.
Because you need more magnet on the lower strings.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't want one. That's all I know.
This is Rickenbacker.
Yeah.
They isn't that the thing that their stuff looks a little interesting?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it has that sort of like 50s retro, like, shape.
It's like, oh, we're gonna make, you have a smooth line. We're gonna make it a little crooked.
Right.
That's their thing.
Here's a Line 6 demonstrator, Paul Hinmarsh, who I really admire. Great demos on YouTube.
Nice.
And I think that's all my pictures. Oh, and here was the Line 6 booth. They had their own booth up in the Marriott.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they were not on the floor anymore, which was cool because they got to have like a whole room and do like performances and stuff like that.
They have a desk set up.
Yep.
That's cool.
Oh, there's the new. There's a little closer look at the new HX effects. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Here's what I'm going to end the show with. Gary Hoey did like a jam on Friday night and invited me and Danny down.
Oh, awesome.
So here is Danny and I playing some tush with Gary Hoey in the key of F sharp, which my guitar was not tuned to. But so it's got 3 chords. I
it is what it is.
He persisted. Don't worry. Thank you for watching my very organized and cohesive NAMM recap episode. I hope you enjoyed it very much. And yeah, so thank you, Brandi.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Andy.
Woo!
I'm Richie Castellano. Enjoy the song.
Everybody say hi to my good buddy Jason. Give it up for Jason out there. Come on. How you doing, everybody? Oh, how about this? Come on, guys. I know you're even here. I'm trying to see who's back. Huh? Yes, you want to play? Yeah, grab the bass for Let's do it. Gary, man. How are you, buddy? Good, bro.